written this year or in any prior year, you have access to the 68,000 member provider network. Am I confusing you? I guarantee you the doctors are totally confused by this. Now, what you're going to be told by many of your doctors is, oh, yeah, we're a provider for Blue Shield, but we're not a provider for Obamacare, meaning they are not a provider for Covered California. Because the doctors seem to think that they get a lower amount of reimbursement if you get a Blue Shield plan through Covered California than if you buy the Blue Shield plan direct from Blue Shield. That is not the case. The doctor gets reimbursed exactly the same amount, whether the plan is written direct from Blue Shield or through Covered California. But the doctors don't understand that, and they will tell you they're going to exercise their right not to accept Covered California. Now, if you're on a group plan, it doesn't really matter because you get last year's provider network with a much larger network. So what you need to do is between now and the time we talk to you one-on-one, you need to call your doctors and you need to ask them the following question. What insurance companies are you currently a PPO provider for? Or if you want an HMO, what insurance companies are you currently an HMO provider for? Very important that you write that down. Again, what insurance companies are you a PPO or HMO provider for? Really important to find that out because there's a lot of confusion. And as many of you discovered this year, your doctors told you, oh yeah, I'm a provider for your insurance company. And then you found out at claim time that they weren't, because they were a provider in 2013 for the grandfathered plans and the group plans, but they were not a provider for the individual or family plans written in 2014. So please keep that in mind. All right, we talked a little about the enrollment process before. Open enrollment starts November 15th and runs through February 15th. Now, all of the carriers offer effective dates the first day of the month. Assurant Health is the only company that, in addition to having an effective date on the first of the month, also offers an effective date on the 15th of the month. So if you submit an application by December 15th, you will get an effective date of January 1st. If you submit your application on December 16th, your effective date will not be till February 1st, or with Assurant, possibly January 15th. If you submit an application by the last day of the month and you're applying for a plan with Assurant Health, then you can get an effective date of the 15th of the following month. So if the application is submitted by December 31st, you can get January 15th. So if you want a new plan and you want it to start January 1st, we have to complete the enrollment process and submit your application by December 15th. Okay, the carriers have two ways of enrolling. Some of the carriers are using online applications, which means you go to their website and you'll fill out the application, or we will do it for you. But keep in mind that if 100,000 people are all on the website at once signing up, that process might be slow or it might not work. So there are some challenges. We can also submit a paper application if we're running into problems with the online applications. Now, I mentioned earlier there are special enrollment periods. If you do not enroll by February 15th, basically you're out of luck for all of 2015 unless you have a special exception. Let's say you were covered through your employer's group plan and you leave that place of employment or the employer goes out of business. That will create a special 60-day window for you to sign up for an individual or family plan. If you are covered on your spouse's group plan and you get divorced or your spouse dies, that will also create a special window where you can sign up for individual coverage. You get that 60-day window. If you are a new U.S. citizen or you're new to this country and you're here with a visa or a green card, then you will qualify for a special enrollment period. Or if you have a relative that lives in another state, they move to California, that will create a special enrollment period. But with a special enrollment period, you have to provide proof. So in other words, if you were covered on a group plan, you will get what's called a certificate of credible coverage from your group carrier saying that your plan was in effect from this date to that date. And we will need to submit that with your application. If you're going through a divorce, we'll need a copy of the divorce documents. Whatever the case might be. If you have a newborn child, we'll need a copy of the birth certificate. So things like that to prove that you are eligible for a special enrollment period. Now, to schedule an appointment, you want to get on the phone, not right now when we're done, or tomorrow or in the next few days. Call our office at 310-215-1222 and ask my office manager, Estella, to schedule a telephone appointment for you. Right now, the appointments are filling up kind of quickly. We're starting these the week of November 17th. And we will be going 5 to 6 days a week. So we're going to try and accommodate all of you. And again, the one key thing that you want to remember to do is to check with your doctors and determine what networks they are part of by asking what provider network or what insurance companies are you currently a PPO or HMO provider for? I know I covered a lot of material, so if you have questions on anything I went over, write down your questions in the little box where it says question.